Alrighty, captains meeting at midfield. A little delay as we are waiting for the referee for this frosh soft football game from Santa Monica High School. It's the Sea Kings of Palos Verdes High School and the Vikings of Santa Monica. Captains for Santa Monica today are number 18, Brandon Valdivinos, number 11, Justin Revels, number 86, Chase Martinez, and number 13, Skyden Bobo Gunther. Vikings come into this game with a record of 1 win, 2 losses. Tough loss last week against South Torrance High School. And opening up Ocean League play for the 2021 season. A little bit of a delay as we waited for the referee. It looks like we are getting set to get things started on a beautiful Thursday afternoon here from Santa Monica, California. So it looks like Santa Monica will be kicking off. They are wearing their yellow jerseys, yellow pants, blue helmets, yellow trim. Palos Verdes in the white jerseys, black pants, black helmets, red trim.
Good. It's good to see you again, sir. Likewise.
Number 45, Diego Johnson, getting ready to kick things off. So the Vikings will be moving from right to left. Wind out of the north, out of the west, heading to the south and the east. Johnson will be kicking with the wind. Referee giving final instructions, and Johnson's kick is end over end, fielded at the 25 and brought up field. Looks like Diego Johnson and a gang of Santa Monica tacklers were in there at the 40-yard line. So it's a 16-yard return, and Palos Verdes will start off 1st and 10. So 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Palos Verdes comes out a shotgun formation with 1 running back and 2 wide receivers and 2 tight ends, and they're going to go on an end around to the near side. Nice tackle there by number 11, Justin Revels. It's a pickup of 5 yards, and it'll bring up 2nd down. So a pickup of 5, and it'll be 2nd and 5 here at the 46-yard line. Opening drive of the game. Palos Verdes comes out with 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers. The big quarterback gives to his tailback, testing the left side. Breaking tackles and finally wrestled out of bounds by Caden McCallum. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough for a first down.
What do they call? First down. It's going to be a face mask.
It's going to be a face mask on Santa Monica. So tack on 15 yards. $10-yard penalty, actually, and it'll bring it up to the 41-yard line as Palos Verdes moves into Santa Monica territory here in the first quarter. PV comes out now with 4 wide receivers, 3 to the near side, 1 to the far side. Their big quarterback from the shotgun is going to keep it, testing the middle of the field. Tackle made there by Justin Revels and Carlos Melcher. It is a pickup of 5 yards. So 2nd and 5 at the 36. There's 1 receiver to each side and 2 running backs, and the quarterback from the pistol formation drops back to pass. Sets up to throw, under heavy pressure, rolls out, flips it to his man, over his head, and incomplete. Nice pressure by the defensive line there from Santa Monica. And it'll bring up 3rd down. Couldn't tell if they were setting up a screen pass or if the entire D-line was able to get in to put some pressure on the quarterback, but either way, it is now 3rd down and 5 yards to go at the 36. Opening drive of the game. We are under 8 minutes to go here in the first quarter. No score. Before we can get this play started, we'll have a timeout taken by Palos Verdes. It is their first. They'll have 2 remaining, so it's 7:56 to go. The first, no score. So 3rd and 5 at the 36-yard line. 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side, and a tight end as quarterback puts his man in motion and gives to his running back on the opposite side, testing the far side. Has enough for a first down. Brought down by number 17, Angel Cooley Knotts. It's a pickup of... It is a pickup of 11 yards, good enough for a first down. So on 3rd and 5, PV is able to convert on their 2nd first down of the game. And they've moved the ball up to the 26-yard line of Santa Monica. One receiver to each side and 2 running backs in the pistol formation. The quarterback is going to give to the tailback, testing the near side. He's got space. He spins off 1 tackle. Finally brought down by Justin Revels up at the 19-yard line. That is a pickup of 7 yards. So he got up to the 23, so we'll call it 2nd and 2 on the 8-yard gain. As PV has yet to complete a pass, this entire drive has been on the ground, and they stay in the pistol formation with 1 receiver to each side. And now we have motion. Motion on the near side of the field, actually. Looks like somebody jumped early, either the receiver or the cornerback on this side. And they're going to say false start. So marching back 5 yards will make it 2nd and 7 from the 28. As number 51, Angel Amelli, checking into the game at defensive end. Here on the near side, and 2nd and 8. Receivers to each side in pistol formation. And Palos Verdes quarterback drops back to pass. Looking to the far side, going up top. Has his man. Complete for a touchdown.
That's a great catch.
So a well-thrown ball where only his receiver could get it, and on the back shoulder he's able to pull it in, and PV is on the board first. A 27-yard touchdown pass, and PV will set up for the extra point. Left-footed kicker for Palos Verdes. There's snap, the ball's down, the kick is up, and it is good. So with 6 minutes and 14 seconds to go in the first quarter, the score now is the Sea Kings of Palos Verdes High School 7 and the Santa Monica Vikings 0. So leading 7-0, Palos Verdes will now kick off into the wind here. It's a line drive kick heading for the sideline. It is picked up there by Charles Cravings, testing the near sideline, still fighting for yardage. And finally brought down at the 27-yard line, and that's where the Vikings will take over. 1st and 10. First time on offense for Santa Monica, and we have a new quarterback this week. Few players out due to COVID protocols. So this will be our first time seeing Skyden Bobo Gunther under center. He's had a big season at wide receiver. Now we'll move into the quarterback position for this game, and he'll start out with 3 wide receivers and Justin Revels to his right. Puts Ray Gilbert in motion and gives it to him on a quick flip, and Gilbert's going to test the far side, breaks the first tackle, can't get past the second. Hit behind the line of scrimmage. It is going to be a loss of yardage. It'll be a loss of 1. So good pursuit from Palos Verdes, and it's 2nd and 11 at the 26-yard line. Cravings and Ray Gilbert are the receivers here to the near side, and Bobo Gunther puts Gilbert in motion again, fakes the flip, and now keeps it. Testing the near side, hit, and dragged down. How about the 23-yard line? That's going to be a loss of 3. Bring up 3rd down. So back-to-back negative running plays for the Vikings. And they are in 3rd and long. 3rd and 14 yards to go at the 23-yard line. Ray Gilbert and Charles Craving set up here to the near side, and Angel Cooley knots to the far side. And Gilbert goes in motion, and they fake the flip, and they pass, looking for Cravings. It's tipped once, tipped twice, and falls incomplete. So both the receiver and the cornerback got their hands on it, and neither was able to bring it in. And it'll bring up 4th down in the punt unit for Santa Monica. So Diego Johnson from the 23-yard line will kick this one away. He is standing at his 10. I think Santa Monica had a little trouble getting players set, so timeout taken with 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the first quarter, and the Vikings trailing 7-0.
I'd give you an extra week if it was you, Marisol.
So Diego Johnson has all his players set, and he's ready to punt this one away. Nice punt, fielded at the 44-yard line and fumbled. Ball's on the ground, and it's picked up by Palos Verdes. So muffed punt by Palos Verdes, but they are able to fall on it. That ends up being about a 30-yard punt for Diego Johnson, and on the fumble, a loss of 5. So Palos Verdes will start their second drive of the game, 1st and 10 at the 42.
Coach, you got too many. You got too many. Should I not say that so loud?
Yeah. So 3 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Vikings showing blitz. And the quarterback is going to keep it. Busting through the middle of the line. Finally dragged down there by Angel Ameli. But it is a pickup of 12 yards and another 1st down for Palos Verdes. That is a tall quarterback for PV. And he has good speed as he's able to keep it on the ground and pick up 12.
Nava, Joaquin. You guys got him off. You had too many people on him. Got him.
So 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Quarterback sets in the shotgun, puts his receiver in motion, gives it to him on the end around. Angel Cooley Knotts coming up from his cornerback position to make a good open field tackle. Actually, he was playing safety, a nice job reading the play. They will say gain of 1 yard. It'll be 2nd and 9 at the 46. Actually, no gain. 2nd and 10. The 46-yard line as the clock ticks under 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. PV comes out with receivers to each side and 2 running backs in the pistol formation. The quarterback gives to his tailback. Hit once, breaks that tackle. Hit twice, breaks that tackle. Looking for the sideline and wrestled out of bounds by number 10, Ray Gilbert, but we've got a flag behind the play. So flag behind the play.
Go back. Go back.
It's a hold on PV. That's 10 yards from the spot. The spot appears to be the 35. So we will bring them back to the 45-yard line.
Should be second. Second down. It's 2nd and 9. 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9. So 1 running back, 1 tight end, 3 receivers for PV, and the receiver goes in motion, and the quarterback drops back to pass with time. Going up top. Incomplete. Good defense there by number 3, Charles Cravings. Breaking up that pass. Third down, 9 yards to go. From the 45-yard line. Trips to the far side, 1 receiver to the near side, and 1 running back. Quarterback drops, and it's a screen pass, and they've got it set up. A center screen. And Justin Revels is able to bring him down, but not before he is able to get 13 yards and another first down for Palos Verdes on a well set up center screen to the running back. And up to the 33-yard line. As we are under 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. The Sea Kings driving once again, leading 7-0. They're going to go same formation with trips to the far side, 1 receiver here to the near side. The quarterback looks to the far side on a wide receiver screen. He not able to break the tackle of Charles Cravings. Good open field tackle. Keeps it to a 2-yard gain. Cravings did a nice job reading that wide receiver screen, stepping up and making the one-on-one tackle in space, so it's 2nd and 8. Pistol formation for PV with a receiver to each side. The quarterback may have gotten Santa Monica to jump on the hard count. Offside is going to be the call. So that's a 5-yard penalty, and it'll bring up 2nd and 3. Second and 3 at the 31 as we have 30 seconds to go here in the first quarter. PV comes out with pistol formation, 2 running backs, 2 receivers. They're going to give to the tailback, testing the near side. breaking through the line and getting to the second level. Tackle made there by number 18, Brandon Valdivinos. But it is another big gain for PV. Up to the 19-yard line. Rather, up to the 13-yard line. 1st and 10. And that will be the final play of the first quarter. So we've reached the end of one, and the score, the Sea Kings of Palos Verdes High School 7, and your Santa Monica Vikings 0. So 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. This drive for PV started at their own 42. PV going now with the wind. The big quarterback from the pistol formation is going to give to his tailback, testing the near side of the field. Dragged down there by number 75, Sammy Reynoso. They're going to give him the 9-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd and 6. Pick up of 4 yards.
Yeah, they changed it down.
Second and 6 at the 9-yard line. Hard count seemed to have gotten the Vikings to jump again. Offside is the call.
Put on the ball on the 4.
That will bring the ball up to the 4-yard line. The down markers are not in position. I can't tell if it's 1st and goal or 2nd and 2, but regardless, they're at the 4-yard line. And they're going to test the far side of the field. And whatever down it was, they are in for a touchdown. It's a 4-yard touchdown run. And PV will set up for the extra point.
Yeah, just right up the middle. There's nobody there.
Left-footed kicker. It's the snap. The ball's down. The kick is up. And it is good. So with 9 minutes to go in the second quarter, the score now is the Sea Kings of Palos Verdes High School 14 and the Santa Monica Vikings 0. So tomorrow night's varsity game is canceled due to COVID protocol. So this is our only game of the week. Charles Cravings and Ray Gilbert are deep to receive. A nice end-over-end kick fielded by Gilbert at about his 10. Looking for blocks, looking for space. The far side of the field. He's able to bring it up to the 25-yard line, and the Vikings will take over there. 1st and 10. So Angel Cooley-Knotts is the receiver here to the near side. Charles Cravings and Ray Gilbert set out to the far side. Caden McCallum to the left of Skyden Bobo Gunther. And Gilbert goes in motion, and it's a give to McCallum. Able to get through the line and get to the second level, and a nice pickup of 5 yards. Caden McCallum. Some good inside running. Puts the Vikings in a more manageable 2nd and 5. It's Cravings. Gilbert set out to the far side. Angel Cooley-Knotts to the near side. McCallum to the left of Skyden Bobo Gunther. And Gilbert goes in motion, and it's a give to McCallum. Again up the middle with space. Able to get to the second level. Up to the 45-yard line. That's the Vikings' biggest gain of the day. That is a gain of 15 yards and another first down. Back-to-back nice, tough inside runs from Caden McCallum have the Vikings on the move. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Now he comes out, and Justin Revels checks in at running back. With Cooley-Knotts here, the receiver to the near side. Gilbert in motion, and it's a give. Same play. Justin Revels looking for space, looking to bust tackles. Hit right about the line of scrimmage. So the Vikings staying on the ground on this drive. As it is now 2nd and 10 on the no gain from the 45-yard line. Angel Cooley-Knotts is the receiver here to the near side. Ray Gilbert and Charles Cravings set out to the far side, and Gilbert comes in motion on a fake give, and they're going to try Revels again. This time the left side. Not much happening there. Hit behind the line of scrimmage. That is a loss of 2 yards. We have 3rd and 12. At the 43-yard line. Bobo Gunther from the shotgun. Drops back to pass. Looking to the far side on a receiver screen to Ray Gilbert. Actually, that's Charles Cravings, who's able to bust tackles, get some yards back up to about, let's see where they mark him down. They're going to mark him down at the 49. So that is a pickup of 8, and it'll bring up 4th and 4. Vikings are in plus territory. They'll keep the offense on the field, trailing 14-0 with 5 minutes, 45 seconds to go. It's their first 4th down conversion opportunity. Angel Cooley-Knotts is the receiver here to the near side. Ray Gilbert comes in motion, and they're going to give it to him on a quick flip. He's hit behind the line of scrimmage and wrestled down. That is a loss of 6 yards. And a turnover on downs with 5 minutes and 27 seconds to go. The 6-yard loss turns it over to Palos Verdes, and they'll take over in Santa Monica territory. Four wide receivers for PV, and their quarterback is going up top. Looking for his man. Intercepted. Skyden Bobo Gunther's bringing it the other way. Still on his feet at the 30, at the 40. Finally going to be wrestled out of bounds at the 45-yard line. And the first turnover of the game goes to Santa Monica. Bobo Gunther picked it off at about his 20. Brought the ball all the way back up, right around the original line of scrimmage. So Skyden Bobo Gunther having to do yeoman's duty here on defense and offense, and from his free safety position, he read that play well, went high to pick it off, and able to have a nice return, and the Vikings have their first turnover in their best field position of the day. We have an injured player for Palos Verdes. So an injury timeout with 5 minutes and 11 seconds to go here in the second quarter. So the injured player for PV is able to walk off the field under his own power. And Bobo Gunther will put the wristband on and take over the quarterback duties. The Vikings are down 2 quarterbacks for this game. So Skyden Bobo Gunther making his debut at quarterback, moving over from wide receiver. Has an opportunity to get his offense going with 5 minutes, 11 seconds to go. So Ray Gilbert and Charles Craving set out to the far side. Jackson Wolf is the receiver here to the near side, and McCallum is the running back. Bobo Gunther looking, now he's going to run it. He's on a keeper, he's got the far sideline. He's breaking tackles, he's still on his feet. Finally pulled down at about the 42-yard line. So a nice 12-yard quarterback keeper as Skyden Bobo Gunther felt the pressure, stepped up, saw a little bit of daylight, and was able to sneak through the line and turn it into a 12-yard gain. So the Vikings have a first down, 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Well, that's the element a running quarterback can bring. When the play breaks down, he can take off, turn what looked to be a negative play into a 12-yard gain. 1st and 10 at the 41. 3 wide receivers for Bobo Gunther, and Caden McCallum is the running back, and they're going to give it to him up the middle. Nice hole there, and he's able to fall forward up to about the 37-yard line. It's going to pick up a 4 yards. Actually, they're going to give him the 38, so we'll call it 3-yard gain, and 2nd and 7. Jackson Wolf is the receiver here to the near side. Charles Cravings and Ray Gilbert to the far side. And Gilbert comes in motion. They're going to give it to him on an end around, looking to cut inside and finding a little bit of daylight. Pushes his way forward up to the 36-yard line. Let's see where they spot him down. They're going to give him about the 36. That's a pickup of 2, and we'll make it 3rd and 5. Charles Cravings sets out to the far side. Jackson Wolf is the receiver here to the near side. Ray Gilbert goes out wide. Carlos Melcher is the tight end. Now comes into the H-back position. The pistol formation, and Bobo Gunther flags down before the snap. Looks like, let's see what the flag is. So illegal formation is the call on Santa Monica. So march them back 10 yards. They say, I guess it's a 10-yard penalty because they're all the way back to the 45-yard line. So third and looks like 14. Third and somewhere between 14 and 15 yards from the 45. I think the yard to gain is the 31. Bobo Gunther is rolling to the near side, evading the pressure, throws it, and it's intercepted. He's just trying to get away from the pressure, and pass is intercepted at the 45-yard line. So back-to-back interceptions, one for each team, with 2 minutes and 49 seconds to go. PV will take over 1st and 10, leading 14-0. So from the 49-yard line, new quarterback for PV and a same running back. Able to get to the second level and wrestled down at about the 41-yard line, close to the first down. They're going to say he's stopped at the 43, so he will be 2 yards short, an 8-yard gain. The clock runs with 2 minutes and 25 seconds to go here in the first half. From the 43-yard line, second down, 2 yards to go. Quarterback puts his running back, wide receiver in motion and gives to his running back with space on the near side. Finally brought down by Hunter Handel. But it is a big gain up to the 34-yard line. So a gain of 8 and another first down for PV as we are under 2 minutes to go here in the first half. PV has 1st and 10. Staying on the ground, staying up the middle, but not able to get past Mason Oliva. Coming up from his nose tackle position and stuffing the run. That is going to be a loss of yardage. We push back to the 42. Nice job by Mason Oliva pushing the line forward. It is a 3-yard loss. And timeout taken by Palos Verdes. That is their second of the half. They've got one remaining, and with 1 minute, 23 seconds to go in the first half, Palos Verdes leads 14-0. So 4 wide receivers for PV on 2nd and 13. Trips to the far side, 1 receiver to the near side. The starting quarterback is back in the game, and he's going to keep it, finding space in the middle of the field. Nice tackle there by Hunter Hanville. But it is a gain of 7 yards. And a timeout taken by Palos Verdes, their last of the first half. Gain of 8 yards up to the 29-yard line. So PV having good success on the ground. 1 touchdown through the air, 1 touchdown running the football. That was their final timeout of the first half. Starting to get to that point in the game where it would be a big momentum shifter if the Vikings could keep Palos Verdes out of the end zone and keep this to a 2-score game. And this is a big play to achieve that result. It is 3rd down, 6 yards to go. I'll call it 3rd and 5.5 at the 30-yard line. 3 wide receivers to the far side, 1 here to the near side. Quarterback's going to keep it. Testing the far side with space, able to get to the second level. It is stripped and recovered by Justin Revels. Literally took the ball out of his hands and brought it back to the 25-yard line. So, just on cue, we said the Vikings needed a big play in order to get some momentum back, and Justin Revels is there to deliver said big play, a strip. It's not a strip sack. It's a strip, it's a forced fumble and a fumble recovery. And a big play turns the ball over to the Vikings offense. Vikings have 2 timeouts remaining. 1 minute, 4 seconds to go here in the first half. They are at the 25-yard line. They're going to start out with 4 wide receivers. Jackson Wolf and Angel Cooley Knotts to the near side. Ray Gilbert and Charles Cravings to the far side. And Caden McCallum is the running back to the left of Skyden Bobo Gunther. And he's dropping back to pass, looking up top. Has his man, Angel Cooley Knotts, fighting traffic, and here comes the flag. A lot of pushing and shoving there as both receiver and defender were going for the ball. But the flag is going to be a pass interference call. As the pass was a little bit underthrown, Cooley Knotts tried to come back to it, and the defender restricted his line to the ball. Pass interference is the call, and that'll be an automatic first down, stopping the clock with 58 seconds to go here in the first half. So Brady Dedamore, Charles Cravings, and Ray Gilbert are the receivers to the far side. Trips to the far side. Jackson Wolf, the lone receiver here to the near side. And Caden McCallum to the left of Skyden Bobo Gunther. And he drops back to pass with time. Steps up and now he's going to keep it. Seeing daylight on the sideline. Pushed out of bounds at about the 47-yard line. Stop the clock.
Look, it's the, no, it shouldn't have, man. Come on, I'm not going to cheat you. Dude, yell at somebody else. Yell at somebody else.
The clock is still running. It's got to be 41 seconds.
Gotcha. I'll fix it.
38.
So the clock stops on the ball out of bounds. We're going to reset the clock to 38 seconds. It is 2nd and 4. Caden McCallum is the running back. Jackson Wolf is the receiver here to the near side, and Cooley Knotts Gilbert and Charles Cravings to the far side, and Bobo Gunther's rolling that way, looking and almost intercepted. Tried to roll the pocket and throw against his body. The pass falls incomplete and bring up 3rd down. So clock is stopped with 34 seconds to go, and the Vikings are facing a 3rd and 4 from the 47-yard line. Jackson Wolf and Angel Cooley Knotts to the near side. Ray Gilbert and Charles Cravings to the far side. Caden McCallum to the left of Skyden Bobo Gunther, who's dropping back with time. Steps up, under pressure, rolls the pocket, heaves it toward the sideline, and complete. That is Jackson Wolf, able to keep the feet in bounds on a well-thrown ball from Skyden Bobo Gunther. Good enough for a 1st down. Up to the 46-yard line. So a 10-yard completion stops the clock, 1st and 10. Trips here to the near side. Charles Cravings is the lone receiver to the far side. And Bobo Gunther with Caden McCallum as his running back, drops back to pass. Under pressure, steps up, throws it, has his man. Ray Gilbert looking to get out of bounds. Ken stops the clock. Let's see where they mark him down. They're going to mark him down at about the 39-yard line. So that is a pickup of 5 yards. Actually, it's a pickup of 7 yards, rather. It'll be 2nd down, and call it 6 yards. We'll call it 2nd and 4. Clock is stopped with 18 seconds to go. The Vikings have 1 timeout. They are into the wind from the 39-yard line. Charles Cravings is the receiver here. To the far side, Theo Nasons-Dowling, Jackson Wolf, and Angel Cooley Knotts to the near side. And Bobo Gunther's looking to the far side for Charles Cravings. Has him. Needs to get down. Expect the Vikings to take their final timeout with 11 seconds to go. The Vikings get the 1st down. The ball is up at the 32-yard line. That's a gain of 7. It's stopping the clock with 11 seconds to go. The Vikings have no timeouts remaining. So let's see what the Vikings can do here. As the wind begins to pick up, blowing over our camera rig, but Jeremy McCallum to the rescue. Thankfully this occurred during a timeout, so you didn't miss anything. But we are back. And we have 11 seconds remaining. Ray Gilbert checks in and goes to the far side with Charles Cravings. Caden McCallum is the running back. Jackson Wolf and Angel Cooley-Knotts are the receivers here to the near side. Caden McCallum's the running back, and Skyden Bobo Gunther drops back with time. Looking up top, has a man. It's intercepted. Picked off at about the 5-yard line, brought up to about the 15, and that should do it. Well, we'll have 1 second remaining in the first half. So pretty well thrown ball there by Skyden Bobo Gunther, but the cornerback was there and it kind of got hung up in the wind a little bit. Able to make the interception. And the horn sounds, ending the first half. So, good first half for both teams. And they go into the locker room with the Sea Kings of Palos Verdes High School leading 14-0. All right, we are getting ready for the start of the second half.
We gotta even start.
White hat has arrived, so we are up to 3 referees for this game. Santa Monica will receive, trailing 14-0.
It's all good. I used to be afraid of heights. I'm acclimated. I'm good.
Ray Gilbert and Charles Cravings deep
Yeah,
to
I'm
receive.
positive about that part. I'm good right here. This is good
Left-footed
height.
kicker for Palos Verdes.
Good, let's go. Let's roll this.
Getting ready to get things started. Onside kick
That's out of bounds.
goes out of bounds. So Santa Monica will take over there.
49.
Interesting idea by PV, going onside to start the second half, leading 14-0. The ball goes out of bounds, so the Vikings will start off with good field position.
49, right?
1st and 10.
That is a hell of a sign position to go from. There you go, ball 50.
They're going to say re-kick. Not sure.
They can take it on the 49. No, you can take it right there.
Not sure what's going on. They're letting them re-kick. The kick went out of bounds, past 10 yards. Apparently the referee never blew the whistle. So we'll try this one again. Ray Gilbert and Charles Cravings deep to return. Let's see if they stay onside or go end over end into the wind. Ray Gilbert's going to let it bounce. Picks it up at about his 15. Looking for blocks. Get into space. Trying to break tackles. Still on his feet. Finally wrestled down at about the 30-yard line. They will say he is down at the 30. So the Vikings will take over. 1st and 10. Skyden Bobo Gunther stays in at quarterback. Filling in for both regular quarterbacks for the frosh team who are out for this game due to COVID protocols. Ray Gilbert, Charles Cravings, and Jackson Wolf. Jackson Wolf now comes off. And we have illegal substitution on Santa Monica. So too many men on the field when they got set. Bring them back 5 yards. And the Vikings will start their first drive of the second half, 1st and 15.
Call the play, my friend. Really called it. Let's go.
Charles Cravings and Ray Gilbert set up here to the near side. Angel Cooley Knotts is the lone receiver to the far side. Carlos Melcher is the tight end. Caden McCallum is the running back to the left of Skyden Bobo Gunther, who puts Ray Gilbert in motion and gives it to McCallum. Hit right at about the line of scrimmage and driven back. They are going to say a loss of 1 yard. Going to bring up 2nd and 16. The Vikings had the big turnover at the end of the half to get the ball back. They brought it down the field, were not able to get it into the end zone, but they are starting the second half with the ball. Let's see if they can continue their momentum, keep some offensive rhythm going as Ray Gilbert goes in motion, and Bobo Gunther is going to keep it. Testing the near side, not getting much. May have been a loss of yardage as he is stopped at about the 22. It's a loss of 2 yards. And the Vikings are facing 3rd and long. Third down.
Wow.
17 yards to go at the 20, looks like 23-yard line. Four wide receivers for Bobo Gunther with Cade McCallum as Palos Verdes shows blitz. And here they come. Bobo Gunther runs away from the blitz, finds the edge, just able to duck out of bounds. And that's where this drive will come to an end at about the 25-yard line. Santa Monica will get up in punt formation. So 3 and out on the opening drive of the second half. Diego Johnson will set up to kick this one away
Here we go again.
from his 23-yard line.
7, you're missing 4. You're still missing 3.
Looks like the Vikings were short a couple of players, so they will take their first timeout of the second half with 8 minutes and 11 seconds to go in the third quarter, and the Vikings trailing 14-0. So now the Vikings come out with 11 men, and Diego Johnson will set up to punt from the 24-yard line. With the wind at his back, good snap, and seems to be a live play. Still haven't had whistles.
What are we doing?
Not sure why the whistles weren't blown there, but they're going to give them the opportunity to try this punt again.
What is this guy doing?
So Diego Johnson will set up to punt. Ball's at the 24.
Got here, you're fucking...
Palos Verdes returner standing at his 45. Good snap. Johnson gets a short end-over-end kick. It's going to hit at the 40 and bounce. Take a nice Viking roll on the new turf to the 47-yard line. Down there. So it is ends up being a 20.
What just happened like
It ends up being a 35-yard punt. And Palos Verdes will take over 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. With 7 minutes and 49 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Here we go. There, tight right. There you go. Good over, Carlos.
Pistol formation for Palos Verdes. Quarterback gives to his tailback, testing the left side. Good stop there by Ray Gilbert and Charles Cravings. Check that, it's Justin Revels and Charles Cravings on the tackle. It's a gain of 1 yard. Bring up 2nd and 9. Justin Revels with a big defensive play the first half, stripping the Palos Verdes quarterback of the ball as he running for the first down and able to return it and set Santa Monica up. Good field position at the end of the first half, and he's back in making more plays on defense. 2nd and 9. As a drop snap by the quarterback, and he's going to try to keep it. Running away, busting tackles, finally pushed out of bounds by Angel Cooley Knotts and Charles Cravings.
What are you doing?
All the way up to, let's see where they spot it. They spot it at the 48-yard line, 49-yard line rather. Bring up 3rd and 2.
That's the only thing you run as a slant from there.
22 way, 22 way.
So 3rd and 2 from the 49. Quarterback puts his receiver in motion. He's going to keep it. Going up the middle, Caden McCallum and Ray Gilbert are able to make the tackle, but not before the quarterback for Palos Verdes is able to pick up 4 yards and get a first down up to the 45-yard line with 6 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Here in the 3rd quarter, PV has a fresh set of downs. Right receiver goes in motion, and then they're going to give it to him on the far side of the field. Cuts it upfield. Able to get about 6 or 7 yards. Looked like Angel Cooley Knotts in on the tackle. And a flag comes down after the play.
Explanation takes longer than it's clear. There's no penalty.
So let's give the refs a minute to sort this one out, as it seemed like it was a flag that came in after the play. Unsportsmanlike conduct is the call. That is a 15-yard penalty, and it'll move the ball up to the 24-yard line. So 1st and 10 for Palos Verdes with 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, pistol formation. We're going to give to the tailback, testing the left side with space. Looking for the sideline, bounced out of bounds, short of the end zone. That looks like Charles Cravings, I believe, who was able to get him pushed out of bounds. But it is going to be another first down for Palos Verdes, and it'll bring up 1st and goal. 1st and goal at the 7-yard line. PV stays in that 2 running back, 2 receiver formation, and they're going to give to their tailback. Testing the right side this time, pushing the pile forward. He's close to the end zone, but looks like he's going to be about a yard short. So we'll bring up 2nd and goal at, I believe, the 1-yard line. So Palos Verdes keeps it on the ground, needing 1 yard, able to bust it into the end zone for the touchdown. So that's the second touchdown of the game for number 5 rushing the ball. And PV will set up for the extra point try. With their left-footed kicker. Good high snap. Quarterback picks it up, and he is going to be brought down. That is Theo Nasons-Dowling making the tackle. So the conversion opportunity fails, and with 4 minutes and 42 seconds to go here in the third quarter, the score now. It's the Sea Kings of Palos Verdes High School 20 and the Santa Monica Vikings 0. So leading 20-0, PV will kick off. Good end-over-end kick, fielded by Ray Gilbert at about the 15. Brings it upfield, looking for the sideline. Now cuts it back inside, looking for blocks. Finally brought down at about the 29-yard line. So the Vikings will take over. 1st and 10. Trailing by 3 scores. I'll say Gilbert got up to the 30, so the Vikings will start there. With Jackson Wolf now coming off the field. 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs. Bobo Gunther gives it to Ray Gilbert, who's testing the near side and has space and is in the open field at the 50, at the 40. Finally pushed down at the 30-yard line. The biggest play of the night for the Vikings, a 40-yard handoff to Ray Gilbert. And the Vikings immediately bring it into PV territory. So Ray Gilbert, who's been playing wide receiver the entire afternoon, went into the tailback position and was immediately able to bust one for 40 yards. I'll say he got down to the 26-yard line, so call it a gain of 44. 1st and 10 from the 26-yard line. Gilbert and Charles Craving set up here. Illegal substitution as the Vikings had 12 men on the field when they set up, so that'll be a 5-yard penalty. We'll start 1st and 15 at the 31. As the wind begins to pick up here, the Vikings have it at their back for this quarter. And Skyden Bobo Gunther brings the offense back out with Charles Cravings as his lone receiver. The give is to Caden McCallum, testing the near side. Going to fall forward. Pick up maybe a yard. I'll call it 2 yards. And it'll bring up 2nd and 13. So as the Vikings are going to a 2 running back set now, with Justin Revels and Ray Gilbert as the tailback. 2 wide receivers. It's a fake handoff, and now Bobo Gunther is going to keep it. Trying to get outside, trying to get back to the original line of scrimmage. He's close. He's probably at the original line of scrimmage, and now we have a flag down after the play. So it was going to be, let's check the flag. Looked like it was no gain. So after the play, it's unsportsmanlike conduct on Palos Verdes. So unsportsmanlike conduct calls now on both teams. That's a big play, as that's a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down. And the Vikings have moved it into the red zone for the first time today. They will have 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. Three minutes, 25 seconds to go here in the third quarter. The Vikings needing a score. Angel Cooley-Knotts is the receiver here to the near side. 2 running backs. And the give is to Ray Gilbert on the near side. Looking for space, not finding much. Pushed back. It's going to be a gain of about a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9. So Ray Gilbert and Justin Revels are now the running backs. Angel Cooley-Knotts is the receiver to the far side, and Charles Cravings here to the near side. And we've got motion. It's like a false start. So that'll bring the Vikings back 5 yards and make it 2nd and 14 from the 19-yard line. Ray Gilbert and Angel Cooley-Knotts set up here to the near side. Now Charles Cravings and Justin Revels are the running backs. And Bobo Gunther rolls the pocket. Looking upfield. Heaves it for his man. It is caught. Angel Cooley-Knotts at about the 10-yard line. Let's check the spot. We're going to say he's about the 11. We have 3rd down. A gain of 7 yards. We have 3rd and 7. As the clock goes under, 1 minute 40 seconds to go here in the third quarter. The Vikings facing a 3rd and 7 from the 11-yard line. 3 wide receivers, and Bobo Gunther rolls the pocket. Looking upfield, heaves it to the corner, has a man. It is caught. Touchdown, Sam High. That is a 16-yard touchdown pass from Skyden Bobo Gunther to Angel Cooley-Knotts. And the Vikings are on the board. We'll set up for the extra point. So the best drive of the game so far for the Vikings, starting all the way back at their 30-yard line. The big 44-yard run from Ray Gilbert. A 16-yard pass from Skyden Bobo Gunther to Angel Cooley Knotts for the touchdown, trying the extra point. Diego Johnson has it. And with 1 minute and 33 seconds to go in the third quarter, the score now is the Palos Verdes Sea Kings 20 and the Santa Monica Vikings 7. So the best drive of the game so far from the Vikings, good balance between the running game and the passing game. And you saw the mobility of Skyden Bobo Gunther on that play as he was able to roll the packet, had the run pass option, found Angel Cooley Knotts in the corner of the end zone, and a perfectly delivered ball for the touchdown. So now Diego Johnson will kick off. End over end boot, bounces. It is still on the ground, and it is picked up at the 5-yard line. Brought up field, and a nice open field tackle by Angel Cooley Knotts. Making plays on offense and making plays on special teams. As Palos Verdes will start off with their worst field position of the day. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. Let's see if the Vikings can generate a little bit of momentum. Get the ball back over to their offense as there is 1 minute and 27 seconds to go here in the third quarter, and the Vikings are trailing by 13 points. Plenty of time remaining. But so far, they have had trouble stopping the Palos Verdes ground game. And now, before this play gets off, we have flags down. Illegal substitution now on Palos Verdes. So both teams flagged for illegal substitution. Palos Verdes is now back to their 10-yard line. So 1st and 15 for PV. They're going to stay on the ground, testing the far side, getting to the second level. Angel Cooley Knotts up to make a tackle from his free safety position. That is a gain of 8 yards. It'll make it 2nd and 7. From the 19-yard line. Staying on the ground. Tripped up to about the 20. They're going to give him maybe a yard. It's going to bring up 3rd down. They gave him 2 yards, actually. So we got a big 3rd down here. 3rd and 4. There are 28 seconds to go here in the third quarter. The Vikings could stop them. Palos Verdes would be forced to punt. Or go for it deep in their own territory. So a big 3rd down here. 3rd and 4. Receiver goes in motion, and it's a give to that same side. Caden McCallum steps up to make a nice open field tackle with help from Theo Nasons-Dowling. And it is a gain of 1 yard, and that horn indicates we have reached the end of the third quarter. So when we come back, it'll be 4th and 3. But we have reached the end of the third quarter with a score. The Sea Kings of Palos Verdes High School 20 and the Santa Monica Vikings 0. recording, right? Yeah. So, I mean, you got the graph, you got the score right?
I got the score right. And I just changed it to quarter 4. No, the first time you did it. But it's weird. If I ask you to remind me, then I'll remember. But if I don't ask you to remind me, then I can't.
Well, I think if also if you just hear me like say, and now the score is.
I'm getting the.
No data, no data.
Well, chain gang getting in position as we have a big play in this game. 4th and 3, the 22-yard line. Let's see what PV decides to do. They are deep in their end. They are leading by 13 points. And they have confidence in their offense that they can get these 3 yards, it appears.
Don't jump. Don't jump.
Ray Gilbert is deep, and it looks like they are going to set up in potentially punt formation, although they have both quarterbacks on the field. Ray Gilbert standing at his own, at their 47, and it is a punt. And it is a nice spiraling, fielded by Gilbert at the 48, his own 48, and brings it upfield. Looking for space, looking for blocks, still on his feet, all the way up to the 37-yard line. That is a 20-yard return by Ray Gilbert. And the Vikings start off in excellent field position. 1st and 10, the 34-yard line. Ray Gilbert with a very nice punt return, adding to his all-purpose yardage total. The Vikings will come out first and 10 at the 33-yard line. Jackson Wolf is the receiver here to the near side. Carlos Melcher is the tight end. 2 running backs, Caden McCallum and Ray Gilbert, as here comes the blitz from Palos Verdes, and there goes Ray Gilbert up the middle to about the 30-yard line. It's a gain of about 3. So they're going to give him 2 yards on the game, let's say. Call it 2nd and 8. A 2nd and 8 at the 31. Jackson Wolf is the receiver here to the near side. Charles Kravies to the far side. Caden McCallum and Ray Gilbert are the running backs. And Skyden Bobo Gunther gives to Gilbert, trying to get space in the middle of the field and not finding much. Hit behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a loss of a yard. We'll bring up 3rd and 9. We'll call it a loss of 3 yards. Back to the 33. So the Vikings, 3rd and long, 3rd and 10. Stay with 2 running backs, 2 receivers, 1 tight end. And Skyden Bobo Gunther rolls the pocket, trying to find space. Hit behind the line of scrimmage. Palos Verdes did a nice job containing the edge. And it is a big loss for the Vikings. All the way back to the 43. That is a loss of 10. And it's going to bring up 4th and 20.
You guys got a lot of
So Diego Johnson will set up at his 45-yard line. The punt is from the Palos Verdes 43. Low snap, fielded. Good punt by Johnson. Is going to bounce. Caden McCallum is down there to down it at the 4-yard line. So an A-plus punt from Diego Johnson. It ends up being a 40-yard punt. No return. Palos Verdes will take over. 1st and 10 from their 3-yard line, leading 20-7 with 6 minutes, 53 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. Now timeout is taken.
It gives them 1 lap.
Timeout taken by Santa Monica. Timeout taken by Santa Monica. That's their second of the second half, so they have 1 remaining. Well, Palos Verdes is backed up. They are at their own 3-yard line. The Vikings have 2 turnovers today. If ever there was a time for a third, now would be that time. So there are 6 minutes and 53 seconds to go in the game, and the Vikings are trailing 20-7. PV is content to keep the ball on the ground. Right up the middle of the field. Tackle by Justin Revels. Gain of about 6 yards. 2nd and 4. Second and 4 at the 9-yard line. So 2nd and 4. PV staying on the ground and finding space. Getting to the second level before Ray Gilbert can make the tackle. But it is a gain of 8 yards and good enough for a first down. Up to the 18-yard line. 1st and 10. Three wide receivers for Palos Verdes. Receiver comes in motion, and there's a fumbled snap picked up by the quarterback. He's able to maybe get a yard back, but he is hit well behind the line of scrimmage. So the ball was on the turf for a moment, but the quarterback was alert enough to pick it up and get 1 yard back. It ends up being a loss of 5 yards, 6 yards. So make it 2nd and 16. All the way back at the 12-yard line. As we come under 5 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. And 3 wide receivers for Palos Verdes. Receiver comes in motion. It's a give to the running back to the near side. Caden McCallum and Carlos Melcher combine on the tackle. So third down, 14 yards to go. Ball's at the 14. And a timeout is taken by Palos Verdes. That is their first of the second half. They have 2 remaining with 4 minutes and 16 seconds to go in the fourth quarter, and the Vikings trailing 20-7. So third down, 14 yards to go. Palos Verdes is at the 14. Referee comes in, gives some instructions.
So late. The wideout's so late. What's he waiting on?
Now he says, we are free to play. 4 wide receivers for Palos Verdes, and it's a quarterback keeper. Testing the far side, not getting much. Nice job there by 75 Sammy Reynoso and 71 Amir Jaromi. Combining on the tackle, I believe that was 71. And the clock runs with 4 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter, and Palos Verdes will be forced to punt. Santa Monica has 1 timeout remaining. Palos Verdes is going to be content to bleed this clock. As they have a 2-score lead with 3 minutes and 35 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Ray Gilbert set up at the Palos Verdes 40-yard line. And now the delay of game. That's not that big a penalty, as Palos Verdes was content to let the clock go all the way down. Time is on their side. They have 3 minutes and 17 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. That's a 5-yard penalty on the delay of game.
Oh shit, they went all the way back there.
So they are at the 10-yard line now. And Ray Gilbert is standing at the Palos Verdes 39. Quarterback's punt is away from Ray Gilbert, but he picks it up at the 37 with a head of steam. Looking for blocks, looking for space. He has it. 1 man to beat. Looking for the corner of the end zone. Ray Gilbert, touchdown! Touchdown, Sam Ojai! Well, the Vikings needed a big play, and Ray Gilbert delivers. A low line drive punt, and Gilbert stepped up to receive it at about his 37. Had 1 man to beat. It was the punter, and that was no problem, as he found pay dirt on the corner of the end zone on the near side. And now we have a very important extra point try as the Vikings trail by 7. A successful extra point would make it 6. Here's the snap. Ray Gilbert's the holder. Good snap, ball down. Johnson's kick is blocked. It cannot be recovered or returned. So the point after touchdown fails, but with 3 minutes and 1 second remaining, the score now is the Sea Kings of Palos Verdes 20 and the Vikings of Santa Monica 13.
This isn't bad for not having both quarterbacks. Well, why didn't he use it and save 45 seconds? But he's got one now, so.
Palos Verdes got to be really down and slow.
Well, 13 unanswered points from the Vikings, and they are within one score with 3 minutes and 1 second to go. We'll see if they go for the onside kick or if Diego Johnson decides to kick it away. They have one timeout remaining. Palos Verdes is up tight, expecting the onside kick. And it is there on the near side. It takes a high bounce and it's fielded and goes down. Good job by the up man from Palos Verdes, just taking that high bounce and falling on it at the 49-yard line. It was actually a really good onside kick as he got the big high bounce, but Palos Verdes had their hands team up. And number 11 was strong in reception and able to secure it, so Palos Verdes will take over 1st and 10, the 49-yard line. There's 2 minutes and 58 seconds remaining in the game. The Vikings have one timeout. The clock does not stop at the 2-minute warning. The Vikings can only stop at one time. 2 receivers, 2 running backs. Expect a heavy dose of the ground game, and there it is. Testing the near side. Angel Cooley-Knotts and Ray Gilbert trying to strip the ball, but that running back has 2 hands securely on the ball. And it ends up being a gain of 4 yards. We have an injured player for Santa Monica. It is number 44, Carlos Melcher.
Doing well, Jameer. Thank you, Frank.
So good to see Carlos Melcher able to get off the field under his own power. The Vikings still have one timeout as the clock runs with 2 minutes and 41 seconds to go. It ends up being a 3-yard gain. 2nd and 7. The 48-yard line. 2 running backs, 2 receivers. Palos Verdes letting this clock bleed down down to 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go. And it's a give to the tailback, testing the right side. That is Brandon Valdivinos on the tackle, and Santa Monica will take their final timeout of the game. It ends up being a gain of 3 yards. When we come back, they will have 3rd and 4 with 2 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the game. Let's see if the Vikings can get a stop here. Palos Verdes would have an interesting decision. They could go for it and try to kill the game, or they could let 30 seconds run off the clock down to about a minute 30, minute 20, and punt it away to Santa Monica, who would have no timeouts and would probably have to go the distance in order to score a touchdown that would bring them within 1 point, pending either the extra point or 2-point conversion try. But there are a number of steps we need to have happen before we reach that point in the game. For now, we have a 3rd and 4. 2 minutes, 5 seconds remaining. 1 first down will do it. This is it. If the Vikings can stop them, they will force a decision. They need a stop here. Before we can get the play off, timeout is taken by Palos Verdes. Palos Verdes has 1 timeout remaining. So Santa Monica has cut into this lead. They were down 20-0 and 13 unanswered points here in the second half. Have put them within striking distance, but they need a stop here. If I were to play Nostradamus, I would say it's either going to be a give to the tailback, number 5, or a quarterback keeper with number 2.
Did I miss a timeout?
The number 2 is not in the game. Maybe that's why they took the timeout, as they have a different formation here with 3 running backs and a quarterback. And it looked like they jumped early. They were trying to get Santa Monica to jump, and it looks like the left tackle left a little bit early. So bring them back 5 yards. And it'll make this 3rd down. A lot tougher to pick up. It is now 3rd and 9. That was the first time we saw that formation from Palos Verdes. They recognize the importance of this play. 3rd and 9 with the clock stopped. The Samo crowd getting into it now.
Let's go, defense!
Samo crowd cheering on their defense, asking for 1 stop on 3rd and 9.
Let's go, let's go!
Same formation. And it's a keeper. Testing the right side. He's going to be brought down short. That is Carlos Melcher with a big tackle. It is a gain of 4 yards. And it is going to bring up 4th and 6. The ball is at the 46-yard line. It's actually 4th and 5. 4th and 5 is the 41-yard line, is the line to make. Palos Verdes will let this clock bleed down as it is at 1 minute and 25 seconds to go. And they are going to go for it. They are keeping their offense out there. This is the game. If they can get the first down, it's over. If the Vikings can stop them, they will turn it over to their offense for 1 more drive. And here we go. Vikings bench into it, cheering on their defense. 3 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side, and it's a quarterback keeper. He's hit, he is stopped, he is short.
Let's go!
Needed 6, got 4. And the Vikings defense is up to the task and turns it over to their offense with 52 seconds remaining in the game. The Vikings are at the 43-yard line. Excellent job by the Vikings up front, defensive line and linebackers. 2 big stops.
Short one. Lead one.
And Skyden Bobo Gunther brings the offense out. There are 52 seconds remaining. The Vikings have no timeouts. Skyden Bobo Gunther, converted to quarterback this week, has a chance to be a hero with Caden McCallum to his right and 3 receivers. And he rolls the pocket, looking upfield, looking for his man. It is tipped. It is incomplete. The clock stops with 47 seconds to go. And we have a personal foul penalty. Roughing the passer, hit after he released the ball. That is a big play, as that is a 15-yard penalty. And a first down for the Vikings as they move into Palos Verdes territory. 47 seconds remaining. And the ball now is all the way up to the 39-yard line. Angel Cooley-Knotts and Ray Gilbert set up here to the near side. Charles Cravings goes to the far side. Caden McCallum is the running back. Carlos Melcher is the tight end. And Skyden Bobo Gunther brings the offense up. 1st and 10. Fumbled snap, picks it up, looking upfield, dumps it off for his man. Has Angel Cooley-Knotts, but he is inbound, so the clock continues to run with 34 seconds to go. It ends up being a loss of 1. They need to get everyone set, and they drop back to pass. Bobo Gunther looking upfield, looking for a man, heaves it toward Cooley-Knotts. He's hit. They're going to say incomplete. It looked like there was contact before he got there, but no call, and the clock stops with 16 seconds to go in the game. The Vikings have no timeouts. Third and 10 at the 40-yard line. Angel Cooley-Knotts is the receiver here to the near side. Charles Cravings and Ray Gilbert go to the far side. Carlos Melcher is the tight end, and Caden McCallum's the running back to the left of Skyden Bobo Gunther, who drops back to pass, heaves it upfield, looking for Cooley-Knotts. It is tipped. It is intercepted. Intercepted at the 12-yard line, and that will do it. Well, the Vikings were in a bit of a desperation mode as they needed to push the ball upfield with no timeouts. And Bobo Gunther's pass was intercepted at the 12-yard line, and it'll be 1 kneel down, and that will do it. But a game effort from the frosh soph Vikings. Down 20-0, score 13 unanswered points with their emergency quarterback throwing for a touchdown. Ray Gilbert's punt return for a touchdown. The Vikings are going to fall just short in the opening game of the Bay League season. So, your final score from Santa Monica High School, it is the Sea Kings of Palos Verdes 20 and the Santa Monica Vikings 13. As we said, there's no varsity game this week, So join us next week. The Frosh Soph will be here 3 p.m. Thursday to face Peninsula. And on Friday night, we will take the drive down the 405 for some Friday night football. It's actually Friday afternoon football in Peninsula. 3 p.m. early start, as they have no lights at Peninsula for the varsity game against Peninsula. So for Jeremy McCallum, my name is Alec Green. Thanks for joining us. Have a great weekend. We will talk to you next week from Palos Verdes.